Hello out there. Magnesium oil in a roller bottle. It's good for you. I don't like to get it on the palms of my hands because then it gets on my clothes, my face, on the phone, whatever. So I decided that maybe I find a way to adapt. So I found out that I could use magnesium oil as part of a kind of workout. Observe. I rub this magnesium oil up and down and 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 nice little up and down swipes, right? And I do the same over here. Yep. Right there. Yes. And it's fairly easy. It delivers a very nice, even coating of magnesium oil. Not too much, not too little. I mean, it makes sense. But it's wet, yes. And it needs to be rubbed in. So rather than use the palms of my hands, I begin to cross and rub the backs of my legs over the tops of my knees. Now listen to me. This is a workout. I'm doing it. I'd really rather not do it more than a few times. I am 70 years old. Hence why, see, I go all the way down and I do this. I want it to be fairly modest. That's why this vid isn't all lighted up, because I'm sure somebody somewhere can make fun of this. You see, I do this with the roller ball all the way up and down like so. Yes. And it delivers a nice, slick but not wet, just the right amount that I like to be able to do this. So now we're really going to get athletic. This is the second stage. I rubbed it over the tops of both my shins, my knees, my lower knees, and over the tops of my ankles, not too far down the foot. So as I said, this is the second stage. So it doesn't really matter where I start, but at this point I take one leg and I do this. I take the other leg and I do this, and I go like this. Whee! You see what I'm doing? I'm rubbing the inside of this leg like so. And you're like, well, they still have two outsides. Yes, they do. And then this happens. Whee! Yes. And then this happens. You see how this works? And then this happens. And stage 2 is finished. And you can feel like a very slight, I do we is the only phrase that comes to mind. It's not slick, it's not thick, it's not like you feel like you just touched it, don't touch something else. Magnesium oil is very good for you. I am not going to sit here and tell you the whole list of magnesium oil. I'm going to tell you, do your due diligence, go look it up, figure it out. I'm doing this because I want to show you how it can be applied in a way consistent with being, shall I say, able to do it on a regular basis without too much of a hassle. And if one can achieve that, then one can achieve actually deliberately falling into the habit of doing regularly. And if one does that and actually applies themselves, I'm doing the tops of my my feet. I don't go down into the nails because it's overkill for now anyway. But I do both sides of the outside of the ankle, like so, and the back, and then the inside ankle as well. And then I don't spend a lot of time. I just do, I paint. I paint it. Oh, I know this video is horrible. I get it. But you're getting the idea, right? So now there's the feet. Here's what I do. Start rubbing the top of my foot with the other foot. And then I take that other foot and do the same. Yeah, it's hard to catch in the dark. And then just rub them together like that. Coming around like so. And then I take the bottom of my feet and I rub them over the top of the other foot. Because at that point, there's not too much magnesium oil, but just enough to have some of it be absorbed into the skin of the sole of the foot. There are a lot of capillaries there. Your feet, your head. There are parts in your body that when you hurt them, they bleed a lot. And the bottoms of your feet are one of them. So I make sure that I put the cap back on. That's not really a big issue, but it's usually a good idea. And that is how I apply magnesium oil to my legs. Now, under separate cover, you're going to figure out for yourself that, oh, look at that, clippers. I've got clippers and flashlights. I hope it's not lit. That would be just like me, too. No, it's not lit. But see, I stashed the magnesium oil back there, real handy. This is my desk. I do other things. But I wanted to show you something that I discovered because I like to try to get a lot of bang out of my time. If I'm going to spend time doing something to help myself, I want to find a way where I can engineer an elegant, multi-positive end run. And I think I have. Yeah, work out with magnesium oil. And it's important that you don't do this really fast and that you don't spend a lot of time rolling it on and rolling it on and rolling it on. Don't do that. It's not worth it. You're just wasting it. And you don't even have to do a second or third application. When you go, sorry, that's part of the COPD. I'm a lucky girl. Here, let me flip for you. I think I can flip for you. Aww, that ain't right. I want the forward camera, please. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter, you see. I am a holy rolling mess. Yes, I am. I've been making graviola tea. I have a way of opening this and closing this. I use backing tape. Anyway, yes, magnesium oil is deficient in everyone for one reason or another. And there's one that's a strange one. Vitamin D. Now you get vitamin D directly from the sun. And I'm here to tell you that vitamin D is not a bad thing. It's good for you in many ways. It helps with things. But an abundance of it can actually rob your body of what it needs. And so you see that the magnesium oil in your body is canceled out. You don't have any. And so even if you're not actually taking vitamin D, if you're outside a lot, that happens. And also we just don't have enough of it in our diets. It's applied locally that way on the skin because it absorbs so beautifully into the skin. It is prepared not as like a grease. It's not mineral oil or petroleum jelly. It is true oil from magnesium. Magnesium is an element. So I hope this helps a little. I am not a very good filmer, as you could see, but I endeavored to hope to I wanted you to see what I was doing and how I was doing it, and also get to know me a little bit by flashes of my desk. As you can see, my life is a little messy. I'm not a mad scientist by any means. You don't see any Bunsen burners. But I like to do things that are little experiments. And when I'm exposed to something and finally get on board, I like to better it. So I use magnesium oil that's in a roller. It's made by a cottage industry person who is a real genius at what she does. And it's pure, it's beautiful stuff. And the most important part is that when applied to the skin, it does like 20 different things. That's a lot to ask for something like magnesium oil, but there you have it.